Welcome back to the Helios experiment, how to take action within your manifestation. Even if you're not getting the results that you're looking for that immediate gratification, don't use that as an excuse to just quit. And what I mean by that is, what I've noticed in my life is that I'll continue to take steps, I'll continue to take strides, I'll continue to get into a new facet of the development of things that I want. Whether I'm manifesting a business or manifesting more healing or manifesting the love of my life or manifesting X, Y, and Z. As I take those steps, I hit a point where I need to be adaptable or flexible. And I use that as an excuse to check out the next shiny object. So I've been going through this a lot in my life. And over the last 4 years, when I really started to get into spirituality and started to really find balance to be able to have more longevity in driving my life, I've noticed that all the shiny objects I get into, I think that I'm not thinking big enough. And then I change, right? That's part of it, right? Thinking small and thinking large, right? And as you find your worth, you're going to change. But all these things that I did along the road were to get me to where I am now. So now I'm in a place where I feel I have a established amount of wisdom. And in this established amount of wisdom, the reason I'm saying that is simply because I know when I am looking at a shiny object. I know when I'm trying to find an excuse to quit what I'm doing because I'm not getting the results that I want when I want them. I feel I'm more established in the foundation of patience and understanding the development of myself to be able to achieve the things that I'm creating and manifesting. Understanding more of the action aspects of manifestation. You know, I see a lot of people on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram, and they mastered the art of action, and they claim that manifestation is bullshit, right? And that is a perspective, but the art of action is within your manifestation. You had a vision, a dream, right? And that is creating the energy behind it. So for me, I'm taking their perspective as their perspective of life, right? They're an artist in action. What can I learn from this person to utilize that, their skill, right? Because I want that quality within me. And I had that quality, but the issue was I didn't have the longevity because I didn't have the balance. And I'm not saying that they don't have the balance or longevity. Their decisions in their life and their uniqueness is their own. Their journey is their own. Nobody's journey is the same. What I'm saying is, for me, is that action, I burned out, right? I just kept grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. I'd get my achievement. I'd move the goalpost. I'd get everything that I want. And eventually I realized that I was just seeking for everything. And really what I just wanted was to find balance and peace inside myself. And now that I know that that is the forefront, that's the roots, right? That's the anchor of everything that I'm creating. Now it's time to understand your action and not delaying your gratification to have consistency. The gratification comes with the journey, right? And I feel that for me, it's something that I really needed to learn the hard way because I didn't quite understand it. So for me today, what I've been really focusing on, and not just today, but the last couple weeks, maybe in the last couple months, but today has been really ironing out my actions or my to-do list daily. And I like to call it the 1-1-1, right? I take one action, then plus 111 minutes of consciousness submersion. I'm engulfing my consciousness into somebody else that I want to be, into a topic that I want to live in, right? So if I'm manifesting abundance, I'm just soaking my consciousness in people that are wealthy, people that are learning, people that are growing in that area of expertise that I'm looking to live in. So moving forward for me, it's staying consistent and knowing that I'm not going to get the results that I instantly want, right? But just because I'm adaptable and flexible doesn't mean that I abandon my original goal and my dream because I feel that it's not going to yield me the results that I want. No, I'm just not understanding the compounding benefits of that daily action, right? So it's kind of like building a house. Like if you go and swing a hammer and you put one nail in the house every day, do one task every day, the house will get built, but it's going to be over a longer period of time, right? And the quality might be increased. So those are the minimums that I'm setting for myself, the minimums, daily actions that I work towards in my dream, right? And there's a balance with that. It's not all just action of material. There's actions of self-love. There's actions of the energetic work behind the scenes, right? Where I do a lot of in my meditations and in my visualizations. So for me right now, I'm building a course, right? And I built courses many times, right? I built courses for elite personnel in the military and special forces for years. And I taught all around the world. So I have this innate skill within me that I want to let it out, in some form or fashion. But every time I sit down and I go to do something, I realize the depth of what I'm trying to do, and I get overwhelmed. The door flies open, the opportunities come, and I go, oh, okay, just like in my first vlog, like, I think I understand how much work this entails, and I'm going to abandon this. Because I don't understand, or my body doesn't understand, that it's not now that I'm seeking this. This is down the road, right? And that's when time comes in and just messes with you, and I remember when I was young, joining the military. I was 19 years old, and I said, holy cow, 20-year retirement, that's ridiculous, right? And boom, like a blink of an eye, if I would have stayed in, gratefully I'm out, but if I would have stayed in, I would only have 2 years left, right? So when looking at that, 2 or 3 years, I don't even know. But when looking at that, you see and you live through those moments where you realize that time is not all that it's cracked up to be, right? And it's extremely fluid depending on what you're doing. So the benefits of staying focused, the benefits of trusting yourself and being easy on yourself yield the compounding returns that are undeniable change in your life. And when you focus yourself just on one task done daily over a period of time, you become an expert, you become a master in that subject, in that topic, in that specific action, right? And it kind of goes back to the 10,000 hour rule when you're looking at the basics of quantifiable professionalism. So I know for me, this is what I'm doing, and I'm taking it to heart because I've learned and I've experienced and I've experimented with other options, and yet they work, but they always yielded to me burning out, right? So now I'm experimenting with finding balance, setting balance of an equilibrium between spiritual and the material, and using the energy work behind the scenes to be able to create my movement in my flow and take the actions necessary, right? It's not like, okay, I'm going to take an action today, but I didn't do any energy work. I know you know what that feels like when you got to go do a task and you're bitching and you're moaning about it, and you step up to that task, and that task is just a hassle. Everything goes wrong. You can't log on to the website. You can't get a hold of anybody. You got disconnected. That's because the energy work behind you weren't ready to step into that yet. It's not time, right? And that takes time to learn that lesson, right? When it's not there and you're hitting a brick wall, step back, relax, reset, do the energy, and step back into it. So for me, I'm doing that energy work prior to any movement, prior to any thought process of actually moving my hands into that. And one of the things is, I use is, like I said, the 111. And what that does is already lay the groundwork for my action towards my manifestation goal.